Hey, what's up guys, DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video. And today I have a bit of a special video for you guys because I have finally reached 3 million total character BP. My actual total is 3,034,851. So for today's video, I wanted to show you guys the characters in my box and the memories that I have and stuff like that, and just show you how much progress I've made in the game up to this point because the first anniversary is coming up. And I figured this is a good time to recap. Really quickly on that first anniversary, this is the first anniversary for JP, not the first anniversary for Global, even though we share the same point in the game. We're at the same time. This anniversary is specifically tailored to JP, whereas an anniversary later tailored towards Global will come out, so keep that in mind. So this is not after a year playing, this is after only a couple of months of playing. We are at 3 million total character BP right before the first anniversary. So we're going to hop over to characters here. We're going to hit the character button. And so I want to show you guys how the sort menu works, because sort is something you probably haven't really used all that much or really seen. It's also something I've never really done a video on. So I'm going to show you guys kind of like when I got these characters. I'll show you their board progression, stuff like that, rarity, okay? So obviously we have rarity, that's the default for when you're playing My Hero Ultra Impact, and it puts all the URs first, then your SRs, and then your rares. So I'm going to switch it to date so you guys can actually see the first characters I ever got, hopefully, if we do this the right way. So we're going to start, I think, yeah, okay, we're going to start at the bottom being the first characters I ever got. So you can see the first characters I ever got were these rares right here. I got them in my initial summon, okay? And then my first URs that I ever got, my first SR was Present Mike, who is currently the featured SR on the banner right now. And my first URs were Shigaraki, Todoroki, and the Green Uraraka. I actually pulled all three of those URs in the very first reroll summon, so I got actually pretty lucky to get 3 URs and not just 2 in my very first summon, when I really had no clue what was going on in the game. I didn't know what was good. I mean, going back from where I'm at right now, if I could change anything, I would probably, I like the Green Todoroki. I might keep him, and I would try to reroll for either Aizawa or Kirishima. I did get them eventually, so but going back, if I was previous me, that's what I would do. I'd aim for probably Aizawa or Kirishima. But overall, I'm very happy with how my account has played out. So I started out with these 3 URs, and they actually worked pretty well for me in the beginning, and I really enjoyed them. And then after that, the next UR I pulled was Blue Toga. At the time, I remember I had no clue how good she was or if she was going to be useful to me. Turns out she is actually fairly useful in certain VE towers, and I have gotten my use out of her. I've used her to place high in 2 VE towers ago. The one before the hero one, I can't remember the name of it, but she does have her uses. And then after that, I pulled a couple of SRs. That SR Mirio right there is a GOAT. He is so good, really good SR character. But then I also pulled this UR Kirishima, and you'll see right here, he is level 100. When I first started the game, I used this UR Kirishima to clear everything in the quest mode. I know he's kind of quirky because he can harm his own teammates, but he's also really good because he has the plus ultra that attacks all. There are not many plus ultras in the game that attack all like his, and it just hits so freaking hard. So I actually leveled him up to 100, and I think he's a pretty underrated character in the game. People don't like him because he can paralyze your own team and stuff like that. But he is just so strong if used correctly, and I think he can be really good. He's actually really useful in the USJ too when you're trying to clear the USJ floors. I've used him for that as well. So I am he was my fifth UR that I ever pulled, and I'm happy to say I don't regret leveling him up to level 100. However, given where I am right now and what I know now, I might not, if I pulled him now, and I didn't have him, I probably wouldn't invest in him as much as I did at the beginning. I would probably have invested more in Aizawa or someone else. So keep that in mind if you are new to the game, okay? And sorry about the screen flickering, it just is what it is. My internet hates me. I'll be moving here in about a month or so. I'll have better internet, There will be no more flickering in the videos, okay? So I apologize for that. Thank you to anyone who's sticking through it. Normally I have to like screen record and then go and record my voiceover, but I wanted to do this live. I wanted to talk about my account live with you guys, so this is all like live commentary as I'm scrolling through with you. And then we pulled a bunch more rares and some SRs. That SR Yaoyorozu, also a GOAT, really, really freaking good when it comes to defense. If you need a good defensive character, there you go. And then you have SR Shinso, who is also amazing. I have them both board 9, those two SRs. SR Shinso is amazing for VE Tower. I use him in the VE Tower almost every time. So if I could recommend one SR to you to use your orbs on, if you get those SR orbs, use them on Shinso. He's going to be the most valuable SR in the game right now. And then I have SR Midoriya there, but he's not even really worth mentioning. And then I pulled a couple more SRs, the Tetsu, and the Uraraka. The green Uraraka is actually really good because she has built-in crit and technical hits. She is worth investing in, so keep that in mind. But then I pulled Nejire because at the time when the game released, Nejire was out on the banner, and oh my gosh, she is like the linchpin of the game. If you don't have her, you're going to struggle a lot more than other people. Luckily, she's in the general pool, but if you ever have the chance to pull for Nejire at an increased rate, she is so good. Best healer in the game currently. Probably will be the best for a while, but it's hard to say. We don't know. Okay. With the first anniversary coming up, you never know. They could surprise us with like a part 2 with some new healer that we never expected. Who really knows? I doubt that's the case, but who knows? And then we pulled a couple more SRs, not really worth mentioning. Dabi, Toga, and then we pulled Yellow Midoriya or Deku, also not really worth mentioning. He's okay. He increases power. He's a support, like attack unit. He's alright. Red Deku, also just kind of meh, not that great. Then SR Gran Torino and SR Midoriya, not that great. They're okay. SR Jiro, I haven't had a lot of chances to use her, but I know she has status ailments and technical hits, so she can be pretty useful. Then I pulled All For One. I was actually trying to pull All Might, but I pulled All For One at the time. This was still when the game just first came out. And I was actually pretty happy with pulling at least one of the two. Kind of disappointed at the time with pulling All For One over All Might, but All For One is still a pretty good villain unit, and he rounded out, like eventually he was going to be a centerpiece or a part of my villain team, and I run a all destruction villain team at this point. And then I pulled Shinso. At first, I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't know much about the game. I didn't think Shinso was all that great. I was kind of like, no, I pulled Shinso. Not realizing all the things he can do for your team with technical hits and status ailments and how good he really is in PvE content. At the time, I was more focused on PvP and Ultra Arena when I first started the game. So Shinso, absolutely amazing for PvE. That yellow Bakugo, I didn't think I would invest in him as quickly as I did, but because he has the ability to increase your team's crit by 30% for 3 turns, I invested in him for a VE tower, and I have not regretted it since. He is actually really good for increasing your crit for your team. The only lackluster part about him is he doesn't really have any technical hits, so you'll be relying on other characters to do technical hits and status ailments, but he can increase the crit rate of your team. So he is pretty good. Those other two SRs, once again, not really worth mentioning. SR Aizawa, pretty good. He has binds, technical hits, so he's really good for VE Tower PvE content as well. The Ashido there, I don't think she's that great. The Jiro, once again, has status ailments, technical hits, can be fairly good. Muscular's a really good tank. Mineta on the left-hand side is, yeah, not great. And then we have the blue Bakugo. I was so hyped when I pulled him. I was like, oh yes, now I have a PvP team. Now I can play the game. And so I got him to level 100 as quickly as possible, and I've used him ever since. I still use him on my PvP team. Really, really good for PvP, especially with his speed. And then those other two SRs, not that great, not really worth mentioning. At least I haven't used them that much. Okay, they could be good, but I haven't used them that much. Then we have the UR Endeavor. Endeavor is, he hits hard. He hits hard, but he can be squishy, and like I just haven't found a lot of places to use him in PvE or PvP content. I just feel like there's always better choices. But he is, his character art is cool. I'll give him that. And then the SR Kaminari and SR Jiro are just kind of They're there. The yellow one and the red one. And Fat Gum, he can be a good tank. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Unfortunately, I haven't really had the chance to play around with him or use him too much yet, but I probably will be trying to use him in the future, do a showcase with him, try him out. So that's one character I'm looking into trying. And then Green Toga. At the time when I got Green Toga, I thought Green Toga looked better on paper than Blue Toga. I thought like the fact that like her status ailments and her technical hits and things like that looked better than Blue Toga. But in reality, when I tried them both out, I think Blue Toga is still slightly better than Green Toga just because she's a plus ultra spammer, which is really good. I thought the plus ultra spamming would be kind of annoying, like messing up your turns and the way you do your action skill chains and things like that. But it's really not all that bad with Blue Toga. So Blue Toga's kit is interesting. I think she's a little bit better than Green Toga, and I pulled Blue Toga first. And I couldn't really tell you before I had Green Toga which one was better, but now that I have both, I can tell you I think Blue Toga is actually just a little bit better. Yellow Hawks, not much worth mentioning. Purple Mineta, actually the best Mineta in the game. There's only two. And the Purple Mineta is actually, only two SRs I should say. The Purple Mineta is actually really useful. He has his binds and his technical hits. So he's someone worth investing in. Blue Uraraka and Stain there, I haven't had a lot of chances to use. Green Uraraka is still better than Blue Uraraka, so invest in Green Uraraka, SR Uraraka before you do in Blue SR Uraraka. And then Stain, I haven't really gotten a chance to use, but I don't think his kit looks all that great, so I don't think he's that strong. Otherwise, more people might be using him. I don't think I've ever really seen him used in VE Tower or PvP. Even though I love Stain, I'm waiting for the UR one, hopefully. And then we have the 2 World Heroes missions. Back when you could buy the World Heroes mission ticket, the really expensive one, and get a guaranteed World Heroes mission character, I bought that, and I was like, please just give me anything but Deku. Give me Bakugo, his animation's sick. Give me Todoroki because he's the best one on the banner. And he gave me Deku, and I was so sad. And then I don't even know how many multi-summons. I did a bunch of multi-summons and ended up pulling the Todoroki. Didn't get the Bakugo, unfortunately, but I did get the Todoroki, and I was like, alright, this is good. I will take this. Good enough. And I got him to level 100, and I still use him on my PvP team to this day. He is really, really good. And then SR Hawks can be useful in VE Tower. I don't have him leveled up quite enough to use him like as much as Jay Fanta does. He uses him in every single VE Tower. But Purple Hawks is really only usable with like the Hot Pot memory or something like that. And so I don't have that memory. I don't have a memory similar to it. It makes it harder for me to use Purple Hawks, but I have invested in him a little bit in hopes that in the future I get the memories needed to couple with Hawks to make him more viable in VE Tower for me. So he can be useful in VE Tower under certain circumstances, so keep that in mind. And then we have Green Deku, the bane of my existence, a terrible character. I'm not even going to talk about him. We're skipping him, okay? Don't. If you pull him, you're just unlucky, and I'm sorry. And then you have the SR characters. One of them is an event character, so I didn't pull him. I got him from the event, and unfortunately at the time I wasn't smart enough to go and get him to level 90, level him up like I have with every other event character since then. But whenever event characters come out, guys, get them to max level. That's a free character, level 90, free gems and stuff like that, so make sure you're doing that. And then we pulled these other 2 SRs. They're just kind of, I haven't tried them a lot. I've used Yellow Yayurozo, the SR one, and she was actually surprisingly good. So there's that. Red Kendo, haven't really gotten a lot of chances to use. And then there's Red Todoroki, the UR Red Todoroki, really good in PvP for interrupting enemies' skill chains. He's actually fairly useful. And he's good for status ailments in VE Tower, so Red Todoroki's good in both PvP and PvE. Purple Bakugo, there's a lot of debate about whether purple or blue Bakugo are better. Personally, I like blue Bakugo a little bit better. That's why I've invested in him more, because I use him for PvP. But purple Bakugo is really good, especially when coupled with the new Jiro, because they got that defense reduction on the enemy. And they can just do massive amounts of damage. And then you have Kami on the left-hand side, who is level 90. She's an event character. I got her to level 90. You'll see that with all my other event characters from here on out as well. Okay, and this is going still in chronological order of the way I obtain characters. I'm going to try to speed it up a little bit because you can see we still got a bit to scroll through. I got all those SRs. I'm going to skip SRs for now, okay? But so a lot of them are USJ, so make sure you're buying your USJ characters. Then I got Blue Deku. Blue Deku actually made me fairly happy because he is the best Deku in the game. If you pull Blue Deku over Green Deku, you are slightly more lucky. But he's still not like better than the Bakugos, so keep that in mind. Hopefully, with the anniversary coming up, we're pretty sure there's going to be a new Deku. Hopefully, he's going to have some technical hits, or he's going to have some status ailments or something that make him more viable. Or maybe he's just built more like speed for PvP. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. All right, and then I pulled Kirishima in the luckiest pull of my life on a type banner. When you can pull any of the different characters on the type banner, I pulled the Kirishima. And I needed this Kirishima, and I immediately leveled him up as fast as I could, got him to level 100, and I've used him in PvP, PvE, everything since. If you get either Kirishima, blue or red, I don't have the red one, you are very lucky, and use them. They are very good. And then I pulled the blue Yaoyorozu. It was kind of like a meh moment because I had Najire, but it gave me an extra healer for a VE tower stage if I needed it. And then I bought the All Might from the USJ shop at this point. It took me a little bit to earn up the 8,000, not USJ shop, VE shop, 8,000 VE tower points to be able to buy him. And then after that, I'm skipping SRs once again. I pulled the Blue Hawks and the Purple Dobby. And Blue Hawks is actually really good in PvP. I'm working on leveling him up right now. He might end up actually replacing my Blue Bakugo because I think he has more base speed and I can give him more speed, making my team even faster with the Aizawa that I have. So that's a character that is worth investing in. However, he does cap out at a certain amount of damage. I think it's 60,000 in PvP, so keep that in mind. Dobby I invested in, got him up to level 90 because he has 2 attack alls. I love any attack all character. I've also invested in like Jiro. I don't have her up to level 90 yet, but considering she just came out, the fact that she's at level 85, which you'll see is pretty impressive. I have the SR Red Kirishima on the right, the one that's not in a hero outfit. I haven't gotten a lot of chance to use him. I'm not going to talk about him too much, but I have said I'm skipping SR characters, but I need to talk about this SR Red Kirishima right here in the hero outfit because he is really good, like the 3rd best Kirishima in the game right behind the URs. If you get him as an SR, that is a dub. He is a really good SR character. And then I pulled Tokoyami. Tokoyami is level 85. I've actually invested him in a little bit. I know a lot of people don't like him. Like some people put him right behind Green Deku as like one of the worst units or worst designed units. But I like using him. I just like Tokoyami though. I think he's a lot of fun to use, and when coupled with Ida, it's interesting. And then I have the Yellow Sun Eater. It was actually on the Sun Eater banner that I pulled Tokoyami, so I was kind of depressed not to pull Sun Eater at first, but then eventually I got him, and that's usually how my story goes. You know, it takes me a while to get characters, like 2 or 3 videos of summoning. But I got the Yellow Sun Eater, and that was pretty hype. Got him to level 90 immediately because I was really anticipating this character, really excited for this character, hoping that he would outshine Aizawa and be a new bind character. However, he's still not as good as Aizawa, but he's still a fairly decent unit in the fact that he can tank for your team and he can bind, which is really nice. And then I pulled Red All Might kind of out of the blue, and I actually have him board 9 even though he's only level 90, and I don't regret it. He is really, really good. He is really, really strong, and he hits so freaking hard, guys. Like, he is just so good. And then I pulled Yellow Aizawa, I think. Okay, so yeah, I pulled Yellow Aizawa and Red Yaoyorozu, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering this right, in the same summon. I pulled them in the same summon. And I was hyped for the Yaoyorozu, but then when I pulled the Aizawa, I was just like, that was the best summon of my life this year. So far, that was the best summon. We'll see if we can outdo it in the anniversary, but that was the best summon. Imagine pulling the Cheerleader Yaoyorozu and Aizawa for the first time. That was just absolutely so hype. And I'm actually currently working on leveling up Aizawa to level 100. I have him, I think I just finished, or I'm finishing board 8, getting to board 9 right now. I'm using him in PvP currently. So yeah, there's that. And then recently what I pulled is I pulled Yellow Todoroki on the Ida banner. And then after that, I pulled Ida. Eventually, it did take me a couple of summons to pull Ida. But I did pull him, and he is a beast in the new VE Tower. His double normals are really nice for hitting the crits that you want. He is actually really good. And lastly, I pulled the Jiro. This Jiro, man, if you haven't seen that video recently, go back and watch that video. It was so awesome to pull that Jiro on my first daily summon sent after the banner came out. That was actually so hype, and that was so cool. Like, it was absolutely amazing. And that is my character box update, okay? And then we have level and stuff like that. I'm not going to go through every character again because this video would just end up being forever. But you can see I do have 6 level 100s. I have, let's see, how many level 90s? Oh, my smart view connection is messed up. I have 6, 12, 12 level 90s, okay? So I'm working on getting those 12 level 90s. Well, not all 12 because some of them are SRs, but I'm working on getting those level 90s to level 100, of course. These are probably the characters I use most in game, and so it makes sense that they're level 90 or level 100. And you'll probably see in the future these characters leveled up to level 100 on my account as well. Okay, and then I think, let's see, let's do a speed one. Let's look at speed. Base speed for characters, so this is not including their effects that raise speed or things like that. All Might has some pretty high base speed considering he's not even level 100, 539, absolutely insane. The rest of these at the top are all level 100, 529 on World Heroes Todoroki, 529 on Nijire, 524 on Bakugo, 519 on Kirishima, 513 on Todoroki. Jiro, actually, that surprises me, has a pretty high speed at 484 with only being level 85. She's ahead of the level 90 Aizawa, and Aizawa's further into his basic board than Jiro, so that's actually... Wait, no he's not, Jiro is board 9. I bought the thing for her. I take that back. Okay, but it's still kind of impressive. Alright, so that's speed. I'm not going to go over any more characters than that. If you would like to see like a speed video where I break it down for SRs, URs, things like that, who's going to have the most speed after their abilities kick in, because some have the ability to raise speed like Aizawa and things like that, or Bakugo. Let me know if you'd like to see a speed video in the comments below. Okay, this is just like a brief overview of like how to look at your characters and things like that. So power, you know, raw power, Bakugo's up there. I told you, All Might smacks. Bakugo actually raises his power as time goes on, so he's probably one of the strongest characters in the game. Kirishima actually has a surprising bit of power considering he's a defensive unit. And then, you know, it goes down from there. Okay, and then, oops, we hit the filter button. We're not looking at filter, but that's how you change your types and things like that. Let's do HP last. Okay, this will be our last one for characters. 33,000 on Nijire. Nijire has an insane amount of HP. 32,000 on Todoroki. 31,000 on my Kirishima. Kirishima, it's good that he has so much health, especially since he's tanking. And 30,000 on green Todoroki and 29,000 on blue Bakugo. And then the rest of my level 90s and level 85s have a pretty good amount of health. Jiro having 29,500, once again only at level 85. Pretty dang good. I'm actually impressed with Jiro's stats. This is like my first time seeing her, and I'm surprised she's so high up on the board for stats. That's really impressive. Okay, so that takes care of characters. Let's hop over to memories. I'm going to try to get through the memories somewhat quickly because this is already a long video, and if you've stuck with me up to this point, thank you. And if you're enjoying the video, please consider going down and hitting that subscribe button. It really helps me out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. All right, so moving on. Oh, my very first memory that let's go. We're just gonna do URs, okay? Let's go by date. Very first memory that I ever got for a UR was the ecstatic one, the banned one right there. And I have since gotten another, and I've finally gotten smart enough to not limit break my memories because they are more useful not limit broken right away. Use UR tickets that you can earn from the shops, or you get at like the boss rush or various times when they give them out as prizes to UR limit break your memories. Do not use your UR memories to limit break your UR memories because it's not going to be as beneficial to you most times. SR memories, you can see you can limit break them all day. UR memories, it's harder to get them and limit break them. My second UR memory I got was the one with Midoriya and Eri on his back. Now this one is not a good memory. It is probably one of the worst UR memories in the game, and looking back, I do regret leveling this up, but at the time I was like, oh, this art is so cool, it's gotta be a good memory. I didn't understand how the game mechanics worked and stuff like that. And so now I realize it's not that great, it just raises your plus ultra gauge, and it's subpar. Okay, there's better memories. But I do have at level 100, which raises your total BP if you put it on a team member, so... but I don't really use it for anything. I don't use it at all. It just sits there in my box looking pretty, fully broken. And then I have the third UR memory I got was with Yaoyorozu. Yaoyorozu's memory right there is actually pretty good for green units. I've used it quite a bit. And then scrolling up, I'm not going to click in every memory or explain what every memory does because it just takes forever. I got the Present Mike and Aizawa memory. It's a destruction type memory for destruction characters, and it's actually pretty good for reducing cooldown when your health drops below 50%. Once again, I don't use it too much because I prefer crit memories, and I don't really use destruction characters in PvP. And if you're going to put memories on a character in PvP, it's going to be a speed memory, so I don't use that too much. And then the one with Toga on the left hand side, I have used. I think I might currently be using it in PvP. But it is good for speed. It gives your character 30% speed if you have a female on your team. Really, really good. And then here's my next mistake. My next mistake is the Adventure Awaits memory right there. We got limit broken to level 100 because I pulled it that many times. 5 times. 5 times I pulled this memory. And if I was a smarter man, if there was a way to go back and unlimit break memories, oh, that would be amazing. Can they add that into the game? Please, please. Let us disassemble memories and use... Please, that would be amazing. But if I was a smarter man, I'm a very dumb man, but if I was a smarter man, I would not have limit broken this memory because it just has so much more value. If you had 5, imagine 5 Adventure Awaits on a PvP team or a PvE team, you're getting... Oh my gosh, you're getting crit, you're getting skill impact, you're getting power, you're getting health increase. Like, this is the best memory in the game to have. And instead of having 5 of them, I have 1 powered up one for a very small power up. So it's depressing. Okay, so don't limit break your Adventure Awaits unless you are you just have an excess for whatever reason. Okay, and then after that, I pulled the Todoroki, which increases crit, and I think skill impact. It might be power for male characters, which is pretty good. I use it in VE Tower quite a bit. And then I got the villain memory, just powers up villains. I don't use it all that often unless I'm just running a villain team for fun. And then you have the Fat Gum memory. It can be pretty decent, like on, I guess, Sun Eater. But I feel like there's better yellow type memories out there, but it's a mine type specific memory, so it's okay. And then after that, I finally got around to buying the USJ memory that gives your team 30% crit and something to pro heroes. But I mainly buy it for the crit, use it all the time in VE Tower. I actually have 4 copies of this now, so you'll see later that I have bought more of these since then. Do not limit break this. It doesn't increase the value at all. It's better, like I've been saying, for UR memories not to limit break them, just to save it, okay? And then I have the Ochako and Yaoyorozu at school memory, and so this one's pretty good because it increases health of your green int characters. I am currently using this on SR Uraraka in the VE Tower so she doesn't die, and I can use, and she has her own built-in crit, so I don't have to worry about adding a crit memory. And then I have these other 2 memories, the father and son, side by side. It was pretty cool to pull them one right after another. And the Endeavor one increases crit by 30% for, I think it's pro heroes, and then the Todoroki one increases crit by 20%, and I think it's also skill impact, something like that. Off the top of my head, you know, this, I don't have a spreadsheet in front of me or anything like that. This is literally off the top of my head. But I know they're both crit memories, so I use them actually both quite a bit in VE Tower as well. And the next Todoroki memory you see is a defensive memory, actually. It increases defense for the first 2 turns, and then it turns into speed the 3rd turn, I think. And so I use that on my Kirishima in PvP, and it actually makes, so my blue Kirishima, if you don't know anything about the blue and red reduces damage, blue has barriers. So when you put a damage reduction memory on blue Kirishima, it makes him as good as the red one, plus he has barriers. So I know red Kirishima has barriers too, but only after he plus ultras. Alright, and then we have the All Might and Gran Torino UR memory. I actually, off the top of my head, don't know what this one does because I haven't really used it. That leads me to believe it might be Dookie. I would have to actually look at it to find out what it does. So I'm going to skip that one. And then I have the blue Mirio. The blue Mirio has just so many uses in PvP. I have him on blue Bakugo. He'd be good on blue Hawks. And he increases speed, and I think it's skill impact as well, or no, it's power. He increases speed and power of blue ABL units, so he is really good as well. And then we have the Kirishima memory, which is like when you drop below 50% health, you gain defense or something like that. I haven't used that one that much. It's not that great of a memory. And we have the Yellow Sun Eater memory, increases speed for yellow type units. Put that on Aizawa in PvP, which I have right now, is really good. I skipped Double the Toga there. Double the Toga is good for villain units too. Haven't really had a lot of chances to use it though. The Bakugo memory I have used in VE Tower before to increase plus Ultra Gauge, so he could be alright. I'm going to skip the UR one there because once again, 30%. We talked about it already. The next UR one is the free-to-play one. You can earn, I believe, from the USJ. I just got it for free because I had already beaten all the USJ. And I limit broke it because I have better crit memories already, so I might as well have one super-powered crit memory, but it increases skill impact of crits and increases your crit rate by 15% when it's fully limit broken like that. And then I got another copy of the Eri and Midoriya, which I already had done. I just have it leveled up there because why not? I might sell it eventually. I don't know. You never know what they might do with memories, so I just kept it. It's a UR memory just in case. And then we have both of the villain memories. Like I said, I'm not going to lie to you guys, with villain memories, I haven't had a lot of chances to use them. Maybe if they come out with a VE Tower where we need specifically villains, like we needed specifically heroes, then I'll have more opportunities to use them. I think the one on the left, I'm pretty sure increases like power or crit for villains, but once again, I'm not going to tap in to look, but it does. The one on the left is decent for villains, I do know that. Okay, and then we pulled the Isur memory, the UR memory with Togata and Night-Eye. This one is also a very good mind type memory. If you get it, consider yourself lucky. And then we have the Shinso memory, the As Told or something memory, I forget what it's called. But it increases your speed if there are any pro heroes on the team, so that's a pretty good memory as well. You can run it in PvP, considering it's a free-to-play memory. That is a really good memory to get, if you can get that memory. Then we pulled another ecstatic memory. My first memory that I pulled it again here. I haven't limit broken it yet, and I'm probably not going to limit break it because, like I said, as I've grown in the game, I've learned not to limit break my memories, okay? Or at least my UR memories, so be careful about that. Then we pulled the All Might, which increases strength characters. It's okay, it's not that great. And then we got the Bakugo 10,000 points. This one could be decent, but I fail to see its uses sometimes. It's really only good in like VE Tower where you're going to have a lot of turns to use it, so it can be decent in VE Tower. And then we have, I do believe this is, a purchasable one with All Might there. Haven't had a lot of chances to use it. Both the All Might memories haven't had a lot of chances to use them. The top All Might memory on the right hand side can be pretty good though, because it increases an ally's plus Ultra Gauge as well as your own. So that memory can be useful in things like VE Tower. And then lastly, my most recent purchase, I purchased another UR memory with 30% crit. So those were all of my memories, and wow, this video has turned out way longer than I thought it would be. I don't think let's not go over any of these power, speed, things like that. If you guys would like to see another video where I go over my box, where I go over the power and speed of the memories, let me know in the comments as well. That is going to end this video for me, guys. I know it was a bit of a long-winded video, but there's just so much in my account, so much to talk about at the end of these first couple of months of playing the game, and with the first anniversary coming up. I hope you were able to stick through it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down, hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, leaving me a comment. It helps me out so much as a new creator. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Peace.